good, everybody? What is good? Welcome back to another live stream. We are on episode 9. And like always, we appreciate your viewership. Make sure you leave a like on the stream. Make sure you comment on the stream and make sure you subscribe to the channel because we appreciate that too. We got a few things that we are going to talk about today. And like always, it's stuff we need to see. We have to hear about it and we got to talk about it because, you know, the news doesn't always want to show you this. But I got to address something before we continue. I got to address what happened to my last live stream. It was taken down. My episode 8 live stream was taken down yesterday, and I'm not sure exactly why yet. I have to look into it and see exactly what is going on. Maybe I had something on there that I shouldn't have said. Maybe I had something on there that they didn't want you to hear. Or maybe I just got a copyright claim. But I don't know yet. I will keep you guys updated. Hopefully, we'll see it back on there and up and running soon and shortly. But make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Thank you for tuning in. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man. It's Sunday. We are just here. It's all gas, no brakes this year. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. And we're going to talk about what we got to talk about. And today we got a topic that I feel like we do need to talk about. We're going to start off with our president of the United States, Joe Biden. He is in the headlines, and he has done some good things this past week. This past week, Biden has actually done some good things for some people. Not everybody, but it seems like Biden has canceled over $5 billion worth of student debt. Let's tune in.
Diane Stuckey Bruce earned 3 of her degrees at South Carolina State University, and she's been paying off student loans for almost 20 years.
It was really crushing because it was such a large debt that I know I incurred, but I thought it was necessary to get the education that I needed so that I can be successful.
She says that debt had prevented her from buying a home well into her 50s, and she still owed more than $263,000 until late 2021, when she was stunned to learn all that debt had been canceled because she works in public service.
I knew my life was going to change at that moment, that my life goes another direction now.
Despite a Supreme Court ruling last year that struck down a larger student debt relief plan, the Biden administration has been rolling out smaller, more targeted programs. So far, the White House says it's erased almost $137 billion for 3.7.
$137 billion has almost been erased for more than 3.7 million Americans. This is some big news. This is some big news because we all remember last year when Biden had promised us he was going to forgive our student loans. Sign up now. Make sure you get your registration in for the student loan forgiveness. And we are all waiting and waiting, and they kept pushing it back until they just said all together, you know what, forget it. Y'all ain't getting nothing. But it seems like he has been still working on it at a smaller scale. And a lot of people out there have gotten their student loans forgiven. This lady in particular got over $250,000 forgiven. That is a mortgage. Sorry. That is a house. To me, I don't know about y'all, but why would you go to college to get yourself in debt, over $100,000 in debt, for a loan and a degree that probably is worthless. But let's continue.
7 million Americans, announcing today it's wiping out debt for tens of thousands of public sector workers, including teachers, nurses, and firefighters. Still, many Republicans argue it's not fair for people who never went to college or who paid off their debts to subsidize those who didn't. Senator Bill Cassidy.
I agree with that. There's a lot of people that, decided that they weren't going to go the debt route and they were going to pay it out of pocket for their schooling. They're going to work extra hours, work extra hard, and pay for every single class without taking out a loan. And these people are pissed, and they sure got a right to be pissed. But let's continue.
He says the administration is essentially buying votes during an election year.
But it's not really forgiven. It's transferred. It's transferred to those who paid back their student loans or who decided never to go to college.
Now debt-free, Diane Stuckey-Bruce says she's finally been able to build her dream home.
It was the biggest blessing I've ever received in my entire life.
A weight that's now been lifted. Gabe Gutierrez, NBC News, the White House.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on.
Well, we know she's happy. We know Biden got a vote from her, for sure. This is a very, very, very interesting topic here. Obviously, I'm not a hater, so I'm not going to say anything like they don't deserve it. But I sure did wish I got my student loans forgiven. Or I sure do wish I got some free money from the government. Can I get an amen? Again, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy Dgotsauce. And we back with another live stream. Make sure you guys leave a like. Thank you again. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. And make sure you guys say something in the chat if you're watching, or comment down below if you're rewatching. This next topic, we're going to take it out of the U.S. Apparently, South Africa it's getting very deadly over there. It's getting very deadly. And the crime is reaching at an all-time high. And obviously, because we are not around, we're not going to hear about it like that, but they're making headlines. Let's tune in.
For a long time, South Africa has been synonymous with violent crime, but levels have now reached a 20-year high, from murders to car hijackings. With an election this year, there is little evidence the government has a grip, with many people relying on private security instead of police. Daniel DeSimone sent us this report from Johannesburg.
A normal day in a security van carrying cash in South Africa. What happens next looks extraordinary. But it's a constant criminal threat. This is a cash-in-transit robbery. Vans rammed off busy roads. Guards terrorized. Bombs used to access cash. CIT hijackings are one of the violent crimes at crisis levels here. This guard survived a robbery. Some don't.
As a human being, I'm scared. But hey, I'm going out. I might not come back, but it's life for everyone in CIT.
From your.
This is the sad truth. This is the sad truth. You're going out to your everyday job. You know, you're supposed to be picking up bags of money, bringing it back to the bank. Picking up bags of money, bringing it back to the bank. That's all you're supposed to be doing. You're not thinking that anybody is going to bother you. You're thinking that you're going to get back home to your kids, your wife, your husband. And instead, no. These criminals are out here running rampant, trying to take you out. And this is a sad, sad thing. At this point, I believe they need to have some type of backup on their way on these routes. Um, and that's the only thing I could say that really that would help is if they had more units following them.
They dispatch the helicopters, the backup teams, everything.
His boss says more help's needed from government.
Well, it's like a terrorist group. It's been very military organized, well executed, and if you see the way that they plan these robberies, it's very difficult for our teams to stop that.
Although most South Africans can't afford to pay for them, private security officers now outnumber their police counterparts. In the air, each day crisscrossing cities, guarding security vans down below, waiting to respond to hijackings. On the ground, patrolling the streets. We're with an armed intervention team in Johannesburg, and they've just heard a vehicle has been hijacked. They're following a digital tracker in the vehicle, spotting men running from the car's possible location.
Stop them, stop them. Hey, hey, stop, 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 no, where's the car? Where's the car? Where's the car? Which car? Hey, Papa.
Bro said, which car? Can you imagine? They don't even know if these are the actual criminals. They just running for their lives. They could be involved or they could not be. But this is just altogether, this is just a crazy situation to be in. Let's continue.
But they weren't the robbers. The chase was back on. Moments later, the vehicle's found.
It's a game of cat and mouse. They normally dump the vehicle at what they call it as a cool-off period to see if anyone does respond. But I think now it was literally seconds that we missed these guys.
They call the police to fetch the car. Thousands of new officers are being recruited. It's election year, the most competitive since the African National Congress came to power in 1994 at the end of apartheid.
Well, I've always wanted to join the police. It's more about serving the country than anything else, and just being.
Did y'all know there was Caucasian South Africans? Did y'all know this? It's my first time knowing this. I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't know there was Caucasian South Africans, but that's what's up, though. That's what's up.
Able to help people in need.
I can't wait to go out there to serve the community, to uphold the law, and fight crime.
Murders are at a 2-decade high, with over 27,000 people killed in a year and only 12% solved.
27,000 people killed every year in South Africa, and only 12% of that is being solved. They need to step up their police force. They need to step up their tasking, their special task. This is sad. This is sad. And honestly, I'm praying for South Africa. I'm praying for all these police officers in training. I hope that they make it out, and I hope that they make a way. Let's continue.
Poverty and corruption drive crime and make safety an issue for all. The man in charge of policing accepts there's a big challenge.
Our murder rate is not pleasing at all. Our sexual attack is not pleasing at all. Car hijack and all that. As the police, we think we are getting on top of things. There are things that have happened maybe that have put us on the little bit of a back foot.
But in this state of insecurity, the wave of violence will not be quickly turned back. Daniel Desimone, BBC News, Johannesburg.
Tracking crime, Metro Police.
That is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Let's keep South Africa in our prayers because they need it. They need it. They need our prayers. They probably need our help. But honestly, they're gonna have to figure it out. They're going to have to figure it out. And I wish them the best. Thank you guys again for tuning in. It's your boy Dgotsauce, man. Make sure you guys leave a like coming in and make sure you guys leave a like on your way out. We appreciate your viewership. I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm feeling accomplished, and here's why. I had bought a house not too long ago. I'd say about 9 months ago. And I've been working on this thing for some time now. You know, first off, we started with the demolition. And then we got to the permit pulling. And then we got to the building back up. And now we're in the stages of where pretty much we're about to be painting. We just finished drywalling. So I feel good today. I feel great. I feel very accomplished. I feel like things are getting done. And I say that to say this. Don't ever let anyone stop you from chasing your dreams, from accomplishing your goals, and from you just killing it day after day. Because there's somebody there waiting for you to take your spot. There's somebody waiting for you to fail. And there's somebody waiting for you to give up. So from me to you, don't you give up. Keep going. All gas, no brakes. Push forward and continue to kill it. That's my words to you today. That is my words to you today. Thank you guys again for tuning in. You know I appreciate y'all every time. But we got a couple more topics we're gonna talk about. I'm not gonna be here too long, so if you are in the chat, if you are tuning in live, say what's up. Say what's up. Also, if you have any videos that you would like me to review, definitely send them to my DMs and we will get right. But we got another video here. And this one just happens to be, oh, God. This one just happens to be about migrants. There has been another stabbing of somebody. In this case, it looks like it was a security guard, but it happened at a migrant shelter. What is going on out there with these migrants? And why are they so mad? Why are these dudes walking around with weapons? And why are they killing people or each other in this sense? Let's tune in.
A police helicopter overhead after a fight outside the migrant shelter on Randall's Island. Police say around 3:30 Thursday afternoon, a 24-year-old man was stabbed in the neck and rushed to Harlem Hospital. Police say 18 people, including the suspected stabber, were taken into custody. You can see in this video several men and a woman being taken away in handcuffs. It's the second stabbing at this facility in less than 2 weeks. On January 6th, a 24-year-old man was stabbed to death on the food line inside the shelter.
This is the second stabbing in less than 2 weeks in New York City. New York, what is going on out there? What is going on? One person died the other day. This person is in the Harlem Hospital. And the last guy died over food. You telling me you was that hungry that you couldn't wait? Is that what happened? Man, let's continue, man.
Migrants returning to the shelter Thursday night hadn't heard of this latest stabbing. Mamadou Diallo coming back from an English class. Somebody was stabbed.
No.
Today, yes.
Oh, today?
Yes.
My man said, first of all, we gotta break this down. We gotta break this down, y'all. He's coming back from an English class because he can't speak English. And the woman said, did you hear about the migrant that got, did you hear about the stabbing today? My man said, no. Oh, today? Yes, today. You are on live television, sir. Why would you voluntarily go up there knowing you don't even know English, bruv? Why would you voluntarily go up there? You just came out of English class. At least take a couple more classes before you do this, bro. This is common sense, bro. I pray for these migrants, bro.
The from Africa?
Police have not released any personal details about the migrant who is.
All my men care about is if the migrant is from Africa. Let's replay this, bro. Let's replay this. Let's replay this.
Is stabbing Mamadou Diallo coming back from an English class. Somebody was stabbed.
No.
Today, yes.
Oh, today?
Yes.
The from Africa?
Police have not released any personal details about the migrant who was stabbed. After last week's deadly stabbing, the mayor had pledged to step.
I honestly don't mean to be laughing because this is a serious matter. Somebody just got stabbed. I just don't know why they brought him up there. That's all.
Up security at the shelters.
The team was already looking at, bringing metal detectors to the shelters, and that is a part of our goal, public safety. We're going to utilize visual technology. We're going to put cameras in many of these sites and locations.
And I did check with the.
Do you think that is going to actually help? You have thousands of people lined up in these shelters, in these food lines, and you think that a metal detector is supposed to help? You think that a camera is supposed to help? That's not going to help. It's not going to help at least right away. It'll maybe help after the case, after the fact, after somebody already lost their life. But this is just sad, man. This is really sad, and it's happening more now than not.
The mayor's office, I'm told that right now there are no metal detectors here at this shelter, but there are cameras, and they are in the process of installing more cameras. This is also one of the shelters that does not have a curfew, although, again, this stabbing happened in the afternoon. And again, what we've learned just a few minutes ago from a source is that the victim in this case is a security guard here at the shelter.
My man's not even a migrant. He's not even a migrant. This is sad. This is sad. He was helping, and he got stabbed up for Lord knows what reason. Pray for these migrants, man. I hope that guy got deported. I hope he's back where he is from, and I hope he's locked up for a long time because of it. Stop coming down here doing nonsense. That's all I gotta say. Thank you guys for tuning in again. Make sure you guys leave a like. I appreciate y'all viewership. We are here. We are here, man. We got another topic about these migrants that I saw the title of this video and I was like, man, I got to put this on the live. I gotta put this on the live. I gotta put this one on the live. And this one is titled, "We Don't Want You Here." Oh boy. Oh boy. We don't want you here. Oh boy. Let's tune in.
Yes, I regret moving to the U.S.
4 months ago, this 19-year-old Venezuelan.
What did you think was going to happen when you jumped the line in front of all the other migrants that were here? All the other legal people that are going through the process of trying to get legalized. What did you think was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen based on where you came from, where you never see 50-degree temperatures, but here it drops down to -20, -30 sometimes? What did you think was going to happen when we have rats the size of dogs here? What did you think? What did you think was going to happen when you moved into neighborhoods?
Did that rat just have a wanted poster? Hold up. Can we go back just a quick second? Can we go back just a quick second? My man.
50-degree temperatures, but here it drops down to -20, -30 sometimes. What did you think was going to happen when we have...
That rat got a wanted poster. Where they do that at? I've never seen that in my life. The rat got a wanted poster, y'all. This is crazy.
Rats the size of dogs here. What did you think? What did you think was going to happen when you moved into neighborhoods by the thousands and you were expecting taxpayers to house and foot the bill for your medical, your furniture, your clothes, your car, your job, to pay all your expenses and stuff so you could get your work permits, your social security card, and all this other stuff? What did you think was going to happen? This American dream that you expected to come here and find overnight didn't take these people that built this country overnight to do so. It took them years. Sometimes people lost their lives in the process of building this country and never got to experience what it is today. I am an American. I am a soldier. I am a warrior. I serve this country. And I definitely believe this country deserves respect by being built by immigrants. But the one thing that I don't like is I don't like people thinking that they can just come here and they can get things handed to them and they can get things just shoveled their way. Because
it is very obvious that a lot of people don't like what is going on out there. It is very obvious. And the people are not stopping. They're not stopping. They're letting everybody know how they feel about this situation. And here's my thoughts. I believe that they should have just went around and did it a different way. It wouldn't have been so chaotic if there was actual organization, if there was an actual plan, and if there was actual places for these people and food for these people put aside for months worth of time. They got here and they were promised these things, and honestly, they're not getting what they were promised. So now they're down here looking crazy and everybody sees it. But let's continue.
Because of their expectations of the country that they came from, I don't know who told you or perpetuated this idea that when you came to Chicago or New York or California, that it wasn't going to be easy or that it wasn't going to be hard. But I'm here to tell you right now, we don't want you here. We want people coming here legally. We want people coming here through the right process. My business is suffering now. People don't want to come to my area and do business with me as much because you guys fill up the streets. They're trying to build encampments here and stuff in Chicago. You all are all over the police station. You force yourself into people's garages and steal their tools. You force yourself into people's entryways into their businesses and destroy and leave garbage and trash, drugs and needles and stuff all over the place. So for everything.
I don't know if the drugs and the needles is from them. I don't know about that part. That might have been there before they got there. You might have to do some research on that one. But listen here. These people are letting you know how they feel on the internet. They're letting us know we don't want you. We don't want you here. They're telling you to go back home. And you're cold. It don't make it any better. So they're telling you to go back home and you're cold. You probably hate it here. You still hungry? You probably hate it here. You probably hate it here. And I know you might be wanting to go back home for real. You might want to go back home. I'm not telling you to go back home, but you might want to. In these conditions, I would be pissed if I were you. I'd be looking for answers too.
Thing that you thought this was going to be such an amazing place to be. You've come here and you've destroyed this place. You've destroyed our neighborhoods. You've come into our businesses and been disrespectful to us, trying to sell your products throughout the day. It's not about peace anymore. It's about, I want my business back. I never had so much graffiti all over my building. I never had so much garbage all over the streets. I've never seen so many people with their...
Man, this is a good tax-paying citizen who is just trying to obey the law, and he just wants his streets clean, y'all. Poor guy, man. All he does is he just wants a clean street, and he just wants his business booming, and he don't want to see you migrants. And he's telling you go back home. Go back home from where you're from. But we don't want you here. He said it clearly. We don't want you here.
Their hands out, demanding that they get taken care of. Never in my life. Until this huge influx of migrants started coming here. And you know what? It's pretty sad when I walk in local businesses that have hired people from Venezuela and they don't even want to work. They're on their phones, playing on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube, neglecting the customers that are in the very business where they're supposed to be making money and they have a job. Just a few doors down from me, there's a resident here. They went to a local barbershop. One of the ladies across the street here started a business down the street. She hired a few Venezuelan people to come work for her. He's from Mexico, my neighbor down here. He said, Rich, I've never seen such lazy people in my entire life. Mexican people don't do stuff like this, man. He said, these people are from Venezuela and you can...
Yeah, he ain't Mexican. He ain't Mexican for sure. Them Mexicans are hustlers. Them Mexicans don't play about getting their money. Now, I was in Home Depot the other day, and this dude popped up behind me. I thought I had to fight. I was like, what's going on, sir? Obviously, he didn't know one lick of English, but he knew sure how to say, I'm going to help you. And I took his help, man. I'm not going to lie. I took his help. I was like, yo, thank you. I was like, thank you, bro. I appreciate it, man. I don't know Espanol. No Espanol. I only speak English here. But gracias. Gracias.
can clearly see what's going on because they don't work. They're lazy. They are just flat out lazy. He said she had 4 people working in the salon. 4 people. And he said, I sat there for 30 minutes with a magazine in my hand and then stood up the last 10 minutes of that 30 minutes and was standing there like, is somebody going to take me to the freaking seat to cut my hair or not? 3 guys walked in the back. 1 guy stayed in the chair playing on his phone. He said something to the lady running the joint. And she turned around and looked at the kid and was like, are you going to do his hair or not? You're just going to sit there. And the kid took me over there. Afterwards, she told him, I can't get these Venezuelans to work. Half the time they're on their phone. They're taking 20-minute breaks. They're in the bathroom all the time.
How about you fire them then? Get rid of them. If they ain't working, you don't have to keep them there. What you talking about? You telling me You telling me my guy from Venezuela came to your barbershop and said, I want to work for you. I'll do it all day. I'll do 13, 14, 15, 16-hour shifts for you. Just let me get a job. Just let me cut hair. And then you hire him for $20 an hour. And he's saying, now I don't want to work. Get him out of there then.
They're doing the same thing that we complain about our own employees doing, and they just got here. You know what? And some of you that came here have only been here 5 or 6 weeks, and you come in here to buy parts from me. You've already got a car. You've already got clothes, brand new shoes. You already got an apartment. What more do you want? You're literally being handed thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a piece, and you're complaining about being in America. Well, you're getting handouts, just like the very country that you.
Are they really getting money like that? I heard they got Biden phones. I did hear that. I heard Biden's giving them phones. He gave them free AT&T plans. They all got iPhones. They all got Samsungs. So they're able to communicate with the people because since they don't know English, they need Google Translate. They need to type it on their phone and just speak it into their phone. And then they need to show it to you or let the phone play it back in order for them to say what they got to say. That's how they do it in other countries like Mexico. If you don't know how to speak Spanish, you got to use the Google Translate. But I didn't know they was giving out money too. This is new. I didn't know they giving out money to them.
Came from that can't sustain handing you out things anymore. As Americans, as immigrants here, legally, we've had enough. And we don't want you in our neighborhoods. We actually want you to go back home. We want you to go back home so we can continue to fix what we have because we can't fix it with you here. The people in my neighborhood in Chicago and stuff of all ethnicities, now we're tired of it. There's very few people that want you guys here. I had 2 people come in the last 3 months to say, I think we should love and care for all people, even if it drives us straight into the dirt. Even if it just corrupts and topples our whole economy. How fucking ridiculous does that sound? I'm worried about my family and my people here, the immigrants in my community that support our businesses and stuff that took years. Literally, there's people that have been here for 30 years that have been paying taxes that are on extended, they keep getting extended visas, and still don't have citizenship. And they've been taxpayers for over 30 years. And you come here and you get taken care of right away. Get out of my neighborhood. We don't want you here no more.
Mic drop. Mic drop. Mic drop. Man, pray for these immigrants, man. It's looking bad out there for them. People are letting it be known. We don't want you here. Y'all are not welcome here anymore. Take your migration and go back home with it. That's tough.
There's an encampment going up right down the street here on 38th in California. Over 2,000 illegal immigrants are going to be on that property. That property costs $91,000 a month to the city. Every single person there, every 6 months on average, is about $9,000 to $12,000 is what it's going to cost per person. There's over 2,000 people going on that one property alone, 115th and Halstead. There's a whole entire shopping center right there that they're turning into a migrant camp. That's about $9,000 to $12,000 per person for 6 months. All the shelters that are full, we can't even get homeless people in there. Mothers that get put out on the street. Single moms don't get assistance anymore. The African American community, they're not getting any of the assistance anymore. The low income community, no, because it's all going to you guys. So for as much as you're disappointed on the America that you showed up at, we're disappointed in the fact that our neighborhoods and stuff are getting taken over and vandalized and destroyed by you people coming from out of state, out of the country. So we've also had enough, and we're disgusted by it, and we don't want you here. We want you to go back to the country where you came from and build your family there. Come here legally in a controlled fashion so we can help support you, not like this. That's all I got to say, and I won't bring this up again here on TikTok. I'm tired of it, and I'm in my community out here protesting against the illegal immigration, and I'm with my people on the streets because I want our mayor recalled. He had no business taking our tax-paying dollars, over $440 million by the end of the year to illegal immigration. By the end of the first quarter next year, J.B. Pritzker, our governor, just increased at another $160 million. So we're projected over $650 million by the end of the first quarter next year. Of our dollars that we did not say we wanted to go to this. We had no say so. We've had enough. And I didn't.
We've had enough. They've had enough. And he has spoken. And I hope his message gets heard. That's why we're reviewing this video right now. Make sure you leave a like on the stream if you are watching. Thank you guys for tuning in again. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that follow button and that subscribe button too for your boy, man. It's bad out here for these migrants, man. It's real bad out here. Like, honestly, like, at this point, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I hope that they're doing all right. I hope that they find the help that they need, obviously. I don't want to see them dying out there. I don't want to see them dying. But for the longest time, we've been talking about the homeless crisis in the United States. And now they never fixed that. And now they're bringing this into it. And these people have no homes also. And we're just wondering what you guys are going to do to fix it. I think that's all the people really want to know because it's out of control. It's out of control. Next, we're going to be moving on to a great topic. The greatest topic. Not the greatest topic, but we're going to be moving on to another topic. This topic is one that I have been reviewing also over the past couple of weeks. And this war in Ukraine and Russia just seems to not be stopping. And Ukraine is now crying out that they need more U.S. war money. They need more money. They need more weapons. They need more tanks. And they need more bombs. Luckily, the stuff they got right now is working. It's holding them off. It's holding off the Russian troops. They're definitely killing a lot of Russians out there. But they're running out. They're running out of money. And they're running out of time. Let's tune in.
CNN's Fred Pleitkin shows us now the costly lengths to which Russia is willing to go to destroy Ukraine. We must warn you, some of the images we're about to show you are disturbing.
It's a sight Ukrainian troops in Avdiivka see all too often, a massive Russian armored assault force coming right at them. The Russian infantry moves with virtually no cover. The Ukrainians call these meat assaults because the Russian troops have virtually no chance of survival as Ukrainian drones hunt them down. They assault with a large number of personnel, the head of the drone unit that filmed the videos tells me. Assault after assault, non-stop. If we kill 40 to 70 of them with drones in a day, the next day they renew their forces and continue to attack. It's been going on for several months as Russian President Vladimir Putin seems hell-bent on taking Avdiivka. Russian vehicles under artillery fire as they get close to Ukrainian positions. The ground littered with dead and dying Russian soldiers trying to overwhelm the Ukrainian defenses here.
Look at all those dead bodies on the floor. Look at all them dead bodies on the floor. This is sad, people. This is sad. And I know it's something that we've been going through since the world has started. People fighting over territory, people fighting over land, people fighting over money. But this is just a sad situation to know that maybe this guy right here in the middle, he probably had a family at home. He probably had a wife, he probably had a kid, maybe two, and a dog. And he can no longer hug them, say good morning to them. He can no longer give them kisses or take them to school. All because of what? War. This is sad, but let's continue.
The ground littered with dead and dying Russian soldiers trying to overwhelm the Ukrainian defenses here. The Ukrainians say they're holding back most of the assaults, but are outgunned and outmanned. We need more people, more military, more equipment. We need more ammunition, more drones, he says. Unfortunately, we don't have the amount needed to win. We need a lot. And the Russians, not facing the same shortages, are dropping massive amounts of ordnance on the Ukrainians. Everything from artillery to heavy guided aerial bombs. One of the key defense points, a massive coke plant at the edge of town. And that's where these guys are setting up their defenses. Under constant fire, elite snipers from Ukraine's Omega Special Forces. Here, they have the cover to hit advancing Russian soldiers. Their anger visible in the hoodies they wear for our interview. With the weapons we have, at distances up to 1,300 meters, the effectiveness of our work is 90%, he says. For that kind of precision, they need to keep their weapons in pristine condition all the time, they say. At the beginning, it seemed the Russians could encircle Avdiivka very quickly, he says, but as we see, Avdiivka has been ours for 3 months, and we're holding on.
I feel like they're lying to you. They're lying to us. They're lying to the people. And obviously, any way they put it, they can put it, yeah, they're taking out Russians. But it's clearly Russia is way more powerful. And it's only a matter of time before they run out of all these military equipments. And until Russia takes over again. I believe this is land that Russia already had at one point. They walked through, they had it evacuated, and then Ukraine came, fought, took it back, and now Russia is coming back again with more and more and more bombs. This is a sad situation, but let's continue.
Holding Avdiivka for now, even as assault after assault eats away at Ukrainian defenses.
And Jake, the commander of that drone unit, also told us he believes that his unit alone has destroyed between 40 and 50 pieces of Russian armor, so tanks and armored vehicles, and killed anywhere between 1,000 and 1,500 Russians, and yet they keep coming and threaten to overwhelm those defenses there in Avdiivka, also, of course, because of dwindling.
1,500 Russians are dead because of these drones. They're very good drones. They're doing what they got to do. But out of that 1,500, there's a good 300,000 more to go. And Russia is not going to stop anytime soon. Putin has made that clear. So what is Ukraine actually going to do when they run out of stuff? When they're out of the bullets, when they're out of all the machines and all the bombs? What are they going to do? When all the drones don't work, what are they going to do? And if the U.S. ever says, we can't give you any more money, oh, God.
Like ammunition supplies.
Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden's fight for more Ukraine aid is still struggling to gain traction. President Biden continues to urge top lawmakers.
U.S. President Biden struggles for more Ukraine aid. Look at that. Look at that. It don't even look like the government wants to give up any more money because we simply can't afford it. We're putting ourselves in further debt because of this war, and it's not even involving us. Let's continue.
Makers to approve its $60 billion aid request, but we are told the White House is very aware that time is running out for any new U.S. military funding before the 2024 presidential election. Pentagon officials have not held a single meeting since last month to decide what to send Ukraine because there is no money to fund the aid packages. CNN.
What did I just say? What did I just say? They don't have any money. If they do, they're gonna have to print it. They're running out of money. And they're running out of time. It's sad. Let's continue.
Natasha Bertrand joins us now with more from the Pentagon. And Natasha, only this week we heard that President Biden had met with House and Senate lawmakers to discuss this, really what was at stake here for Ukraine. Has that helped move the needle at all? What are you hearing?
It's really unclear at this point just what direction lawmakers are going to take this. It's totally unclear whether there's even going to be a way to avoid a government shutdown, let alone to fund Ukraine with $60 billion in military aid. But the president did emphasize to the lawmakers that visited the White House just a few days ago that without this money, the Ukrainians will probably run out soon of artillery ammunition as well as air defenses to really key capabilities that the Ukrainians need, of course, to fend off the Russians. So the question now is whether whether the lawmakers here are going to be swayed by this. It doesn't appear at this moment that there's a lot of momentum moving forward in that direction. But, the U.S. has emphasized repeatedly, in conversations with us officials have said that if they don't get this funding, then that really is going to be to the Russians' advantage, that the Ukrainians likely are not going to get money beyond this $60 billion, even if they do get it in that military funding more this year. In other words, before the election. And
if they don't get this money, Ukraine is done. I'll say it blunt. I'll say it big and bold. If the Ukrainians do not get this money, they are done. They're done. We can expect Russia to take over very swiftly. We can expect the U.S. troops that are there now to back away. If they don't get this money, and matter of fact, if they don't get this money, we might not see Biden win. I think they're actually probably waiting until the president's election until they review and see if they should send more money. It's because it's not the U.S.'s problem. It's never been the U.S.'s problem, but they chose to make it ours.
Donald Trump may be reelected, and he has said many times that he does not believe that the U.S. should be funding the war in Ukraine. And so there is a fear here that this is really the last chance that the administration has to get this military assistance and funding to the Ukrainians before the 2024 election and before next year, Isa.
Tell me I'm calling it like it is. Just say it. You don't have to say it. I'm calling it like it is. If they don't get this money, they're done. If they don't get this money this year before election happens, they are done. Because Trump is not going to give them money for sure. For sure. Only Biden.
Natasha Bertrand there for us at the Pentagon. Thanks, Natasha. And it's not just Ukraine worried about funding. Europe, too, is warning that the threat posed by Vladimir Putin is serious. Germany's defense minister saying today that an attack on a NATO country could be possible in the next 5 to 8 years, and that Germany can't go all in on aid to Ukraine because it has to think about itself. A top NATO admiral echoed that sentiment. Have a listen.
Hold on. Did they just say that NATO might have to war with Russia in the next 5 years? Do y'all know what that means? World War III is coming, y'all. just get prepared. Just get prepared. They don't want to give money because they know that if they give money and if they give their military equipment, they're going to be fighting this war until they run out of stuff.
Not everything is going to be honky-dory in the next 20 years. I'm not saying it is going wrong tomorrow, but we have to realize it's not a given that we are in peace. And that's why we have the plans. That's why we are preparing for a conflict with Russia and the terror groups, if it comes to it, if they attack us. We're not seeking any conflict. But if they attack us, we have to be ready.
And that is an absolute fact. That is an absolute fact. You cannot keep expecting to give away your military equipment and your dollars to one country that is fighting against Russia and not expect the Russians are well prepared and looking forward to the sneak attack on NATO. You can't expect it. You can't expect it. I believe they're starting to move a little bit smarter because Putin is playing the long-term game. Putin's playing the long-term game. These guys are moving a little bit smarter now. They're realizing that, $60 billion last year was a lot of money. And it's all gone now. It's all gone now. Y'all prepare, man. World War III is coming. Don't say I didn't tell you. But if you're liking what you see, man, make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your viewership. And make sure you hit that subscribe button like always. And if you're in the chat, man, say what's up to your boy. Let me know how you feel about these topics, if you even feel anything. And yeah, we're not going to be here too much longer. We want to go over one more short clip. And this is just today was about crime. Today was about crime. And we've got to do something. We got to do something about it because crime doesn't seem to be stopping. And we got to do better, people, man. We got to do better. Well, over this past week, we found that a truck driver now has been found shot dead in his truck. We don't know exactly why, but people are asking questions. Let's tune in.
Police need your help tonight to find a murderer.
On Monday, a long-haul truck driver was found shot to death inside his truck in East Nashville. Andy Cordan has been looking into the story. He joined us now in studio with what we know. Andy?
Yeah, guys, I called the driver's trucking company today, and the woman who answered the phone, she was very emotional. She told me they didn't just lose an employee Monday, they lost a member of their family.
There's still crime tape on Lucas Lane, where police say 37-year-old David White is found shot to death in his truck. According to investigators, the North Carolina man is last seen inside the travel center, buying food around 7:20 Sunday night. When the long-haul trucker does not check in, White's company asked truck stop employees to check on their driver. That's when they make the gruesome discovery.
Very heartbreaking.
Though truckers at the lot did not know David White.
Out to his family, my condolences.
When told one of their brothers had been shot and killed here, the men we speak to feel the pain.
They could be dangerous anywhere. You don't really know.
My heart sank and just thoughts and prayers go to the driver's family.
What kind of community do you have? A fellowship of sorts?
Man, we all try to make sure we taking care of each other on the road and stuff like that.
We try to stick together and look out for one another, and it's sad to hear one of our brothers just fell.
Can it be a dangerous place?
I mean, well, we drive everywhere, so you don't really know anybody or anywhere you go. So just be safe out here. A lot of crazy people, crazy things going on.
When you see that truck now, you know the company. What's going to go through your mind and heart?
Did they find out who did that to him?
Now, what clues the cops have is not exactly clear, but I can tell you there is a $5,000 reward for information about the murderer. Let's send it back to you guys.
Another person found dead. This time a truck driver. It's very unfortunate. This guy had a family. This guy probably had kids. And he's gone. We don't even know why. We don't know who killed him. The guy's on the loose. But the devil is running rampant in these streets. So I leave this with you guys. Stay prayed up. Stay blessed. And always, always, always keep your head on a swivel. Because you just never know when it's going to be your last day. You just never know when God is going to say, okay, your time is now. You lived a good life. Stay protected out there. The world is a crazy place. And we don't want to be another t-shirt. We don't want to see another funeral because of gun violence. We don't want to see another funeral because of gang violence. And honestly, we don't want to see another funeral because of war. Stay protected out there. Make sure you go to church and make sure you talk to God and just believe that he's going to work it out for you. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, make sure you guys leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to figure out what happened to our last live episode 8. I will be posting up clips regardless. Although it's down, I still will be posting up clips. So you guys stay tuned for those. Make sure you guys leave some likes on the clips too. Some of them are going crazy right now. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you share this with your friends. Share this with your family. And until next time, we'll be back tomorrow night. Peace.